AI. Is it the pinnacle of human achievement, or will it end us all? Certainly, it is likely to be the greatest change that any of us in this room see in our lifetimes. Perhaps it can cure cancer. Maybe it can end financial and educational inequality. Economically, it's expected to add $4.4 trillion to the world economy this year. To put that into context, that's greater than the entire economic output of the UK today. If, in the next 5 years, as expected, it becomes a $15 trillion market, if it were a country, it would be the third largest in the world. Truly revolutionary stuff. But for its detractors, AI is a time bomb which is ticking loudly. There is potentially catastrophic environmental harm that can be done due to the huge amounts of power that AI requires. Today, AI pulls as much power as the countries of Sweden or Argentina, and it's not even making great furniture or steak. Socially, AI is likely to be hugely disruptive. It's expected to displace up to 300 million jobs. Change can be truly daunting. But is this really new, or is it part of a continuing cycle? In the 19th century, as factories were built, huge numbers of skilled artisans lost their jobs. Similarly, in the 1990s, when computers entered the workplace, huge numbers of secretarial and admin workers, often women, lost their jobs. Perhaps AI will supersede human intelligence. Maybe the robots will build weapons, declare war, and exterminate all of us. If only Will Smith could make a film about this very topic. Wherever you all are on that spectrum between evangelical supporter or vociferous critic, it is highly likely that AI is a once-in-a-generation opportunity for better or worse. AI creates some really new problems, primarily related to trust and ethics, which will require novel solutions. At the core of that problem is data and how AI uses it. Let me give you some examples. Problem number one, AI is only as good as the data that is trained on. It can become open to bias. It may be sexist, racist, ageist, or ableist. If you are using AI to work out who to give a mortgage to, or allow to vote, or for recruitment, that is an enormous ethical problem. As a working example, I asked ChatGPT, which is one of the world's most widely used AI interfaces, to draw me a picture of a TEDx speaker. It drew me this. It simply assumed I would be a man. Pretty sexist. I am not a middle-aged white man, as you've probably noticed, and thankfully there is significantly more diversity in today's speakers. The other problem is that AI can hallucinate. Until recently, if you asked Google AI to explain to you the difference between a sauce and a dressing, it would helpfully tell you that a sauce is normally drizzled on food, but that a dressing is typically used for an open wound. Bizarre. Problem number two. There are only a very small number of very big tech firms that have enough data to run these huge LLMs, large language models. Companies like Google, Microsoft, and Meta, formerly known as Facebook. Facebook is believed to have up to 52,000 unique data points on average on each of its users, people like you. Do we really want that kind of power concentrated. Problem number 3, the manipulation of data for AI can be politically motivated, perhaps in putting out organised misinformation around the time of an election, which is already super close. That is exactly what Facebook has been accused of just shy of 40 times. Let us pause for a moment to consider one of the world's most valuable companies being accused of exerting potentially undemocratic influence on one of the world's most politically powerful and largest countries. Pretty frightening stuff. How many times do you think Facebook/Meta has been punished for this? Exactly 0. With most of the big tech companies, it's worth checking your user agreement. Font size 4, typically 50 pages of it. You are giving away rights to your data. Do we always trust governments and big companies to always do the right thing? That is not a new problem. Problem number 4, how do we reward those whose data is used for AI? Big tech controls AI because it has the data needed for AI, and it can afford the computational energy to run the models. If you put original content on the internet, you lose both the rights to information and your IP. As an example, I would love to know what Beyoncé's next unreleased album might sound like. An AI could have a really good guess based on information that's freely available on the internet. I'm going to assume Beyoncé is fairly keen to keep hold of both her artist rights and her creative integrity. How would you feel if your hospital sold pictures of your body parts to an AI model to be used to train for assisted diagnosis? As you can see, there's quite a lot of problems with AI, but thankfully, there is help at hand in the form of a technology which has been around for around 25 years, but has only recently found another new use. Blockchain. And let me start by saying it's not just for cryptocurrency. Rather, it is a completely new way of thinking about data. Historically, data was held in one place, perhaps on a database, and you'd ping it for information. That meant whoever owned that data had all the power, just like Meta and its 52,000 data points about you. Now, with blockchain, we can break down data into really small packages and organize it in a chain linked chronologically. That fundamentally changes the ownership because, and here's the cool bit, let's just say that every single person in this room owns a tiny piece of that data. It means that we all agree by consensus. That means, fix number 1, it's transparent. It also means, fix number 2, it's immune to interference from any external party, be it government, institution, or individual, or perhaps a hostile state that has a vested interest in one particular person winning an election. It also, fix number 3, enables trust, a word that we talk about a lot, but it's really hard to come by. We struggle to trust AI because it can be a black box. How or why it makes a decision can be really hard to know. If we use blockchain, it makes that data visible, verifiable, immutable, and auditable. It also means, fix number 4, we can reward those whose data is used, not big tech companies. I'm thinking about a scenario where I may wish to share a picture of that time I dropped an enormous 1980s hi-fi on my foot. It really hurt, broke 2 of my toes. I may wish to share that photo, but because it's not the world's most flattering photo, I might want to do so in a way that does not invade my privacy. If we allow anyone from the general public to contribute their data and get paid for it, it makes the technology inherently fairer. It also, fix number 5, potentially solves the environmental issues because you can decentralize the physical infrastructure needed for AI, specifically the power that it requires. I'm going to assume most people here have left a computer at home doing not a lot. You could donate the computational energy of your computer sat at home to run an AI model. It means that anyone can rent, hire, or train a model, not a big tech company. It's not a new idea. There's an amazing organisation 40 years ago called itself the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, and it allowed members of the general public, if they downloaded a piece of software, to contribute their computers to scanning space for signs of life. If we allow anybody to be paid for the data and the computational energy, that's a really good outcome. AI and blockchain is a marriage made in heaven. It's a happy union, but a relatively recent one, so we are still working out some of the details. It brings the best of 2 technologies. AI brings insights and automation. Blockchain brings trust, transparency, and decentralization. Together, blockchain keeps the AI honest and hopefully avoids that Terminator moment. Let me leave you with this. Don't be scared of AI. Seek to understand it and embrace it. It's almost certainly here to stay. But do question it. And one final thought. If you find yourself with cuts and scrapes, ranch salad dressing is definitely not the fix. Thank you.